Shalom, shalom, Israel. I want to start by giving all glory and praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. I'm the brother I'm one for that to be Florida from the Kingdom Prophets in Babylon. Come on, another quick hit to the Spirit Power by Shem Shai. Lord to edify and feed the sheep. Double honor to that was an apostle, great merciful, teaching well. Peace and blessings to the brothers who are pushing this work, interest and sincerity to the scattered abroad. All right, and I just wanted to go into a little quick little lesson, just going into, the importance of having, all right, an extra hand, okay, and a helping hand, all right. Still kind of was wondering what I wanted to title this lesson, all right, but one that came to mind was, we have a helping hand, okay, which, that's what the Akim, the brothers that was set up around us is for, man. Okay, the Lord, bless us brothers to be able to have the Akim, all right, or even these lessons to, help us and build us up in the spirit when trouble comes or when we dealing with situations, man. All right, we have that helping hand. We have the Akim, and that's something, as the scripture says, forsake not the assembly. All right, because that we are, in our individual lives dealing with things and battling things constantly within this flesh. All right, and it can get rough, man, at times. All right, but as the scripture says in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9, it says two are better than one. So two is better than one, man. All right, I'd rather some help than me just to be, battling things by myself, you see. And that's what the scriptures is there to alarm us of, okay? Because what? It says, because they have a good reward for their labor. So when you are working alongside, your brothers, all right, compared to yourself, there is a greater reward, man. And that's just how it is with the argument with all his brothers that's fighting in truth and sincerity, and we all laboring, man. Brothers in different different states, different places around the world is pushing his work in truth and sincerity, starting with the elders and apostles, great build something down. We all laboring together, man, and that's working towards a greater reward, you see. And being in that kind of mindset of just knowing that, doing these things together can get a greater reward is the mindset you want to have. All right. It says, verse 10, it says, for if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, right? You want to be able to have someone to lift you up when you're down, man. All right. You got all these demons, man, that have been amping it up. All right. Trying to come at you multiple different ways, man. And if you don't, if you ain't tapping in with the Arkham and the brothers and things like that, you're gonna find yourself battling these things on your own, man. And that could be tough. That could be a roller coaster, all right, so to speak, man. All right, and when you fall or you mess up or you make a mistake or whatever, you don't want to be alone within that situation, man, because who's gonna be there to lift you up? And this is why it's beautiful. YAHAWASHI, the water YAHAWASHI has given us the brotherhoods, man. The Akim, all right, these beautiful brothers, all right, to encourage you, to exhort you, to lift you up, all right, to help us, to remind us within our battles, because these things can get real hectic at times, okay? But reading verse 10, it says, reading again, it says, for if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. That's right. It says, but woe, meaning destruction, to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. And sometimes, man, all right, when you be in, you be in situations, man, you can get caught up in, what you're doing, in your daily life, and dealing with things and tackling things, and before you know it, you might make a mistake or you might make a hiccup here and there, all right, and when you don't got a brother to call on, all right, first and foremost, we always gonna call upon the Lord, man, all right, but the Lord has given us the Akim, for a reason, All right, we were set amongst Akim for a reason. All right, but with that being said, you know, if you don't, have that, sense of help, all right, to call on, all right, when you by yourself, man, things could get real rough, man, or tough, because those demons, they're only gonna come more and more, harder than they did yesterday. You see, speaking to myself first and foremost, man. All right, I've been in situations where, trying to deal with these things and deal with that, whatever, and not even thinking about it, I would be trying to muscle my way through it, and find myself in a worse state than it was before, you know. And you get the brothers that, you tell the brothers, and the brothers be like, hey man, why you call him brother, and that happens, man, and that's why you have the Akim, that's why you have the body, all right, to remind you and to uplift you, to correct you, to fix you in the way of towards the right way, okay, and that's all through the spirit power by Shemel Shai, okay. But without that, Eric, you find yourself somewhere low and down and in a dark place, all right, if you don't utilize the fact that you can call on one another, man. Scripture says, let me see, this is the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 2. It says, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Hamashiach, Yahawashi. You see? So if you bear one of each other's burdens, all right, you are fulfilling the law of Hamashiach, man. And that's what we are trying to the best of our ability, all right, to not only deal with our own situations and our own problems, but also help our yoke fellow, man. Your brother, the ones that's right next to you, dealing with the same battles. Scripture says that we how does it go? The affliction are let me see, I'm just accomplishing in the world. Let me see if I can pull it up. Lucky, bear with me. Here it is, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 9. It says, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So we all, at some type of mental battle, physical battle, emotional, whatever it might, be the case. We all in some similar battle together, we all dealing with these same particular demons, situations, whether it be financials, whether it be your bills, or your family, or you'll be family members, okay, your job, yourself, we all deal with these similar demons, man. You see, and that's why it's, we have brothers there to help you to carry those burdens to the best of your ability. Of course, the brother not gonna just go go carry all your burdens for you and lighten the load for you like that. No, brothers here to help. Brothers got treasury. Brothers got a way of they got certain talents. Some brothers know how to fix things. All right, some brothers just know how to encourage you. The whole nine, man. All right, there's multiple things that we have, okay, that one brother might lack in, that the other brother might be strong in, that could be put to play, all right, by just simply giving a phone call, or showing up, or just being around, all right. And that really brings back to Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 10. It says, for if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. And that's what you want to, you want to have that ability to be able to, if you make a mistake and you fall, all right, to get back up by the helping hand. Brother, you got it, bro. Come on, let me help you up. It's all right. Get up again. Scripture says the just man falleth 7 times and rises up again. Okay? roughly paraphrasing, and you will only be able to be reminded of these things through the Spirit powered by Shemel Shai when you are amongst the Akim or when you're watching these videos. All right, you see? But as it says, but woe to him that is alone. And these demons, man, they know how to attack you when you're alone, man. All right, they know how to get at you. They know what to attack, exactly what it is. They know what to do, man. Okay? They're very intelligent when you go into those words, these demons. Okay, so they know who you are and they know how to get at you, where your weak points are. Okay? So when you are alone, that's when they want to, seep in and try to do as much as damage on you as they can as possible. All right, they go to jump at you. You know, one of the beloved Akim told me this a long time ago when I was coming to this truth. He told me how it went, and roughly, quoting what he's saying. But he was like, man, when you when you dealing with these things, man, it's like these demons start jumping you, and they start attacking in their family members, and their families start coming in, and they start whooping your ass. And when he started telling me like that, man, that's because this is how I felt. It felt exactly like how he was describing, man. Okay, and when he was telling me this, I was like, yo, call out by Shemel Shai. Because that's exactly how we feel when we are dealing with these demons and their multiple of wicked thoughts that might try to come to your mind, and you got to rebuke it, or when you're dealing with constant trial and error throughout life, and you're like, oh fuck, man, you just want to be right. All right, those demons are seeking for a way to jump on you in a way. Okay, but the Lord, has given us, Yahawah Bashmi Shah has given us the strength, all right, the discipline, the focus, the diligence, all these certain, beautiful gifts, so to speak, all right, to get through these things, or tools to get through these things, man. All right, a part of those tools that Lord given us was, the Akim. Okay, a brother, like the scripture says, two is better than one. It reads, but woe to them, it's like a woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he have not another to help him up. And that's, you don't want to be alone in this thing, even though we're fighting and running this race, individually. Okay, you still have it where you can get some help, but you don't want to be solely just seeing yourself just alone, man. Because when you are alone, that's when they come and they seek to as the scripture says, Satan seek to devour. Okay, he try to look for those. He's crouching. He's looking for those opportunities, man. All right, and that's when you rebuke those demons, and you seek to send some prayers up and be around a brothers or call a brother. All right, those things help, man. Okay. All right, so like if I'm being a little bit long-winded with the spirits want me to expound on that, man. All right. But grabbing this as well, this is Matthew 18:20. It says, for where two or three are gathered together in my name, all right, Yahawah Bashim Shai, it says, there am I in the midst of them, right? And the spirit is, when you around the brothers, man, when you around the Akim, the spirit is just flowing. Scripture said like living water. All right, roughly paraphrasing. The spirit starts to flow, man. Okay, you get into that the spiritual conversation of things, man. Sometimes just being in a brother's presence is a a replenishing feeling in itself. Because some brothers might have a heavier spirit and being to be in the spirit a lot more heavier than you are, man. You might have it in Lord might have you say, hey, go to this brother, man. Okay, however it's set up to be, that's what you have it for. All right, you got 2 or 3 brothers. Hey, you got the Lord in the midst, man. Prayer, when brothers pray together, man, it's magnificent, man. It's beautiful because the room itself, the way that things are just levitating in the spirit. All right, the spirit is just very, 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 very vibrant. Okay, high. All right, and you can feel it, man. It's just, and you just gotta, when you in that feeling, man, you just embracing it. All right, because everybody's in that same mind, in that same accord, and when it's like that, man, you can feel it. Okay, you can feel it, man, and that's why it's another reason why it's important to be amongst the body. All right, because it's a healing in itself, man. Okay, and likewise, I speak to you, I speak to myself first and foremost, man. I love being around the brothers, man. Okay, because you get you get more out of that, man. It's a lot of food there. It's a lot of growth there. It's a lot of just extra everything, and you want to soak it up as much as possible, man. Because the times we're coming into, it's gonna get real bad. And you never know if you're gonna be with brothers or not, man. Okay, but that's why the Spirit have it to you got this opportunity now to uh, um soak it up. Okay, so reading again, Matthew 18:20. It says, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them." Brothers get up with each other throughout the week. You know, might might get together. Do a class, go out, do a live, or um just get with each other in fellowship. Some brothers you go grab something to eat, man. Just the being together. All right, especially in these wicked times, man. All right, gives nourishing in itself. It's nourishing in itself, man, through the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. Okay. So let me grab this. Got one more, and I'm gonna close it out with this. All right. This is Proverbs 27, verse 17. Yeah, Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17. It says, "Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend." That's right. So iron sharpeneth iron, man. All right. When you amongst the body, around the brothers, or when you giving a phone call to brothers and you fellowship and you going over the scriptures, or you just constantly talking about the kingdom, man. All right, these things are sharpening each other. All right, you're building in the spirit. Before you know it, you forgot about all the troubles and the worry or the stress or whatever the hell it was that you was even thinking about, man. The Lord just took all that out of your mind and just put that remembrance in your mind of what's to come, that reward, and that iron sharpened iron helps. What it says, so a man sharpened the countenance of his friend. For you might have had the countenance of you feeling down, or you not all the way there, or whatever the case might be, and then that's what after you done fellowshipped and iron sharpened iron. Scriptures being brought out, you getting uplifted, and now you in a better spirit, man. Okay, so just knowing that, man, it's like in itself is giving all glory and praise to YAHAWAH shine. All right, because you don't get too many moments of those. All right, especially knowing that. All right, we all got things we deal with in our families and things like that. All right, but jobs. But the Lord will have it when we do give amongst each other, man. We are able to do these things. It's once again, healing within itself through these scriptures, man. All right, and as scriptures say, things are written for aforetime for our learning, and this is to comfort us. These words coming off the pages of these scriptures, man. Of these pages. All right, but that was my spirit to bring out, Lord, when this lesson was edifying. All right, and really straight to the point. And I was, expounding on these things, but the Spirit had me to speak on it. Okay, but once again, Lord, when this lesson was edifying to you, brothers and sisters, seeking Lord the truth and sincerity, until next time, I'm close it out by giving all glory and honor praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Once again, double honor to those in the Apostle Great Millstone. Teach you once, and next time I say Shalom.